A new update has gone live. Of course, it's got lots of new content. We're going to be covering in this video the Paragon Gauntlet, some top tips from my kind of very quick run through it. A deathless run, which is good. You never want to drop a revive or anything, but I'll go over the champions that I used. One thing that I do want to remind everybody is go to your in-game Traders Outpost and make sure to pick up your research grants. It is go live time for the paid people that spend a bit of money to get research grants for the 7-star version. If you're going for that with a 6-star version, of course you need 100. We talked about at the latter point of June where to pick up those research grants, and we'll talk at the end of this month of where we should be up to when it comes to further research grants. And of course that push that everybody, well, not everybody, I'm on, some people are on, it seems. Some people are like, no, I don't want that particular champion. Okay, cool, chill. Right, when we go into the Paragon Gauntlet, my team of choice was this team right here, which should be popping up any second. There we go. Now, Serpent, Bullseye, Juggernaut. I'll talk through which were some of the champions I used for specific fights and also ones I recommend differently, and of course show some footage. Now, I did, silly me, forgot to record halfway through, then realized I didn't record. I'm still getting used to this new setup. One day it will be crystal clear for me. There's a couple of surprises, but there's some like really easy counters, and it's not as bad as you might think. It's actually pretty straightforward and pretty, well, I suppose we say easy. I'd say straightforward. Nothing's ever easy in the world of Marvel Contest of Champions. So your first fight off the gate, out of the gate, is going to be Pyscho Man. Now, Pyscho Man, providing you are, if you're doing the Paragon Gauntlet objective, don't use a choice node. If you are doing it more of an easy way, then of course you can change out champions per 2 fights. So we'll look at it from a perspective of the objective and no kind of like, and just focusing on keeping the same champions. I also, just before starting, want to emphasize Saga boost Torch's ferocity. I found this more of a distraction than anything, and I'm sure that's going to be fine. I'll probably do like a video showcasing the Saga boost in general in a different light, but I found it focusing on other champions like a bit distracting being there, but you can use it if you want. It can be beneficial, it can be fun, but meh. So, sorry, back to Pyscho Man. Champion has immunity to poison, equalizer, special burst, lockdown, shield maneuver, shake and bake. To be honest, just use any cosmic based champion and you'll be fine. I use Serpent. I only would suggest an auto block counter because an auto block pops up, hence shielded maneuvers. So Hercules, Serpent. No, Serpent's not an auto block counter. But yeah, Hercules, I use Serpent. Sorry, the reason I'm saying Serpent is I use Serpent and it was absolutely fine. I had no issues, no qualms at all. But if you are seeing that auto block pop up and it's frustrating, anything that's got true accuracy, true strike, and true sense buffs could be helpful here, or anything that's got an auto block based counter as part of their kit. Other than that, don't worry, forget about it. Moleman, you could say that shock immune champions would be a good option here, but it's not too bad. You've just got to watch out for over swiping back and the buff toggle unblockable. You could bring in a nullification champion, and I could have used Juggernaut here and shut down the unblockable and been on the very much front foot. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. I used instead, I think I used Serpent for this fight, or did I use Bullseye? It was either one of those 2 champions there. I probably should have used Juggernaut, mainly because I could just be aggressive and it'd be fine. I would probably have then heavy attacked and put a stagger on to suppress that unblockable. Other than that, as long as you've got a rank 3 7-star, you won't take the chip damage from Zapper. You just got to be very careful for every time you dodge back and try and keep the champion to an SP1 or kind of boost through, not smash through the SP2. I'm put on boost for the fight. Of course, that's going to be another thing as well. Diablo's a little bit of complexity to it because as soon as you do a well-timed block, you're going to get yourself a poison debuff. Now, you could bring poison immunity based champions in for this one. You could switch out with your choice node. I don't think you really need to bother. But what I do think you need to bother with is making sure the champion throws special attacks off the SP1 or SP2, because he will power gain relentlessly. And when he does do special attacks, he is going to have Footloose, which means he's going to be he's going to have evade and he's going to have unblockable. And if he has those two things, you'd naturally go, oh, I'll bring in the slow debuff champions. Unfortunately, they are countered by immune cycle, slow heal, or slow heal block and stun. You could bring in for you could throw slow debuffs. I'm not saying you don't have to, but it definitely helps. You definitely could do it once the champion is stun immune and heal blocked, because you have a window. Like, you have a 20-second window theoretically where the slow debuff immunity will come round, so you could be a bit more proactive around that, or try to trigger off the special attacks being thrown once he's in those particular modes of opportunity with it. But it's just down to like personally how you take on these champions, what you've got, and you could bring Captain America in and use some of his shield currency stuff to kind of like suppress the unstoppable. Does mean you'll have the evade, so good luck. Find out what's frustrating about it. Like, not slow debuff, or maybe like you could have a mystic in for this one and suppress those buffs, because they are buffs, the evade buff and the unstoppable buff. So if you can suppress them, then that could be a good option. Again, shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't, and hindsight's a beautiful thing. I probably would have used Juggernaut on this fight instead. I think I used like Bullseye for this. So yeah, I should have used that. So we move on to Annihilus. Annihilus has immunity to armor break, but does have cold turkey, smothering, constitution, and mystic and annihilation. Now, if you don't like about Annihilus, I don't like unstoppable from Annihilus. It is what it is. I ended up just using Juggernaut, and it was fine. I rough around the edges with a fight, and I couldn't stick my stagger as part of cold turkey being the counter to that. Just choose what's probably best for you to kind of take this on, or what you find frustrating, counter it, because countering stuff is fun. So yeah, that's what I recommend for that. I mean, I use Juggernaut. I was fine using Juggernaut. He's a rank 4 7-star. He's going to freight train his way through it, but you might want to bring in a counter, or you might want to switch at the choice node one fight earlier and then go, okay, we'll bring something specifically for that Annihilus fight, whether or not it's suppression of the unstoppable, whether or not it's bringing in a stagger champion. Titania's quite good with the throwing a stagger, which can be quite helpful, but then it does trigger for cold turkey. So slow debuffs for the win with that one? Question mark? Possibly. Anyway, the final two fights, if you're not doing a choice node switch and you're just going in guns a-blazing, I used against High Evolutionary Bullseye. Now, I used Bullseye because I was just a bit concerned on the champion for, I think it's Miss and Autoblock, because of true accuracy, you counter that. The champion does have this mixed master element to it. If you are going between, you have to switch between like ending attacks with medium, you go medium, light, medium, medium, light, medium. No, sorry, medium, light, medium, light, medium, light, medium, light, medium. Like, you've got to kind of like always end like in a sequence, because otherwise you will get smashed effectively. I also brought, I used Bullseye because he has miss counter, evade counter, auto block counter. So he's got those three things, and that helped out a lot. I did kind of mess up on the SB2 evading, and don't go into the field. Try and get out the field as much as possible, because it would just be for your benefit to be away from like, this is very much this month. Stay away from the mine, stay away from the field. I think it's an evolutionary field, whatever it is. Stay away from those things and you'll be fine. But yeah, an auto block counter, miss counter, like true accuracy counters, probably the way to go here with your options. Hercules might have been good here in hindsight to use. That again is down to you what you've got. I just found that it was easier to kind of like just cheese through or noob through the fight. Right, final fight now. The Maker. This is simplified. It's really easy. I'm sure some people will like overcomplicate this, and I I did initially go in kind of thinking like, oh, I've really got to watch out for power extortion. When the attacker's power is drained or stolen, they lose 1% of max health over, you know, the power lost. I don't find any issues with that. But what I did find issue with is the extent of evade. So, evade-based counters. My evade-based counter for here was Serpent. Now, there was a time in the fight, you probably can see in the footage, I didn't have my true focus buff up, and because I didn't have that, he was able to evade. There are champions you could look and put into your team that are like power control immune, or power burn immune, or power drain immune, or power steal immune. I would have gone, in hindsight, maybe like Fox for this, a Gallon, but my biggest fear was the evade, and it was actually, I could see it, like it was a problem to have the Maker having the evade based ability. So it was like, right, Bullseye, Serpent, evade based counters, and that's why I ended up settling for the team that I had. Juggernaut to do some work to smash through opponents, Bullseye to take on any kind of like miss, auto block, evade based abilities. Serpent was always going to be taking on the Maker, but I decided to kind of utilize him in Pyscho Man. And effectively, I'm just about to take this team, or think about who from this team can take on the respective Valiant Gauntlet, as I'm going to be doing that soon with another video. But I'm going to be working on a few other video projects. Stay with the channel. We've got lots of things to post over the next few days. Thank you very much for watching. Please check out some other content, which will be located right here. Support the channel, support what I'm doing. Appreciate you all. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, and who did you use? Put in the comments. Bye-bye.